So in the activity, we should have discovered by rearranging the angles of the triangle that we ripped out that we can form a straight line here. This means that if I take the three angles of the triangle and I add them up, that the sum of the angles of a triangle will always be 180 degrees. And that's a fact that we're going to have to remember for the rest of this lesson. Whenever you add up the three angles of a triangle, you're going to get 180 degrees. And so our goal in question 1 is to figure out what's the measure of the missing angle labeled right here as x. I can see I have a 92 and a 55 degree angle, but now I need to figure out the measure of this angle here. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to create an equation that I can use to figure out the value of x. So I know that if I add the three angles, x plus 92 plus 55, their sum has to be 180 degrees. And so what I'm going to do, I'm going to combine the numbers I can combine, 92 and 55. So I'm going to keep my x plus 92 plus 55 is 147. That's going to be equal to 180. And so now all I have to do is get x all by itself. I'm going to subtract 147 from each side of the equation. And when I do that, on the left I'm left with x. 180 minus 147 on the right is 33. And so I know that x, this angle right here, must be a 33 degree angle. In example 2, again, my goal is to figure out the measure of each angle, but notice this time that I didn't give you any of the angles. They're all represented with an algebraic expression. And so what we're going to have to do is take our three angles, we're going to have to add them together, and again, their sum must be 180 degrees. So I'm going to go ahead and add my angles. 4x plus 17 plus 12x minus 23 plus 2x plus 42 equals 180. Now I'm going to make my two-step equation. 4x and 12x is 16x plus 2x is 18x. And then with my constants, 17 minus 23 is negative 6. Negative 6 plus 42 is positive 36. So I have 18x plus 36 is equal to 180. And there's my two-step equation. From here, I'll subtract 36 from each side. That leaves me with 18x on the left. 180 minus 36 is 144 on the right. And now I'm going to divide each side by 18. And that's going to leave me with x equal to 144 divided by 18, which is equal to 8. Okay, so now I've got the value of x. Now I'm going to figure out the measure of each angle in the triangle. So I'll start up here with the 12x minus 23 angle. In order to figure out this measure, I'm going to substitute in 8 for x. I'm going to have 12 times 8 minus 23. 12 times 8 is 96. 96 minus 23 is 73. So this is a 73 degree angle. Okay, I'll come over here to the 4x plus 17 angle. I'm going to substitute in again 8 for x. 4 times 8 plus 17. 4 times 8 is 32. Add 17 to that and we get 49. So this must be a 49 degree angle. And finally, my 2x plus 42. So I'm going to substitute in the value of 8 for x. 2 times 8 plus 42. 2 times 8 is 16. And when you add 42 to that, you get 58. So this is a 58 degree angle. And again, you can always do a quick check to make sure that you've done this correctly by adding 49, 58, and 73. And when you do that, well, you're going to get 180. In question number 3, my goal is to fill in all of the missing angles. And so if you see here, I have 3 lines that intersect at different points. So I've got a point of intersection here, here, and here. And at each point of intersection, I labeled one of the angles. We have to figure out all of the other missing angles at each point of intersection. And since I do have intersecting lines, the first thing that comes to mind for me are vertical angles. And so I'm going to fill in all of my vertical angles first. So starting up here at 92 degrees, across from the point of intersection right here, this also must be 92 degrees. At this point of intersection, Well, this is 62 degrees across from that. This right here is vertical, so this here must be 62 degrees. And then right here at this point of intersection, this angle down here is 150. Across from it right here, this is vertical, so this also is 150 degrees. Now I've got to get all the other missing angles at each point of intersection. So again, I'll start up here. Okay, and I'm going to figure out this missing angle right here. Well, I can see that 92 degrees and this angle form a straight angle, meaning that they're supplementary to each other. And so in order to figure out the measure of that missing angle, I'm going to go ahead and do 180 minus 92. When you do 180 minus 92, you end up with 88. So this angle up here must be an 88 degree angle. Now, the nice thing about finding this angle is that, again, I have a vertical angle right across from it here from the point of intersection. Since they're vertical, this also must be an 88 degree angle. And that's how the rest of these are going to work. Okay, so coming down here at this point of intersection, well, 62 degrees and this missing angle here form this straight angle, so these are supplementary. So again, I can do 62, I can subtract that from 180. That's going to leave me with 118 degrees for that angle right there. Now I have a vertical angle right here across from that, so this also is 118 degrees. And finally, at this point of intersection, I'll find this missing angle first. 150 and this angle form a straight angle here, so these are supplementary. So 180 minus 150 means that this angle must be 30 degrees. And finally, right across from the point of intersection here, this is vertical, meaning that this angle is also 30 degrees. Example 4 is similar to number 3. I have to fill in all of the missing angles, but notice the one difference here. At this point of intersection, I didn't give you any of these angles. So we're going to have to use something in our knowledge in order to figure out all 4 of these missing angles at this point of intersection. But we'll start with the ones that were given. We can start over here. This is an 80 degree angle. I know across from the point of intersection here, this is vertical, so this must be 80 degrees as well. Okay, in order to figure out this angle, well, this missing angle and 80 degrees here form a nice straight angle, and so I know these are supplementary, so I'm going to do 180 minus 80, meaning that this must be a 100 degree angle. And then vertical to that over here, these are vertical angles, this one also must be 100 degrees. I'm now going to go up to my 50 degree angle. I know across from this point of intersection that these are vertical, so this must be a 50 degree angle. And then if I want to look for this angle right here, well, 50 degrees and this angle are supplementary because they form a straight angle here. So I'll do 180 minus 50, meaning that this must be 130 degrees. And then if I go vertical to that, okay, well, since they're vertical angles, this one also must be 130 degrees. So I've got all the missing angles at these points of intersection. Now I've got to figure out, well, how much do I have going on over here? I don't have any of the angles given. But if you look closely at the picture, my 3 lines intersect, and I'll pull out my highlighter again, I can see that these 3 lines actually form a triangle right here that I've highlighted in orange. And since we're studying triangles and we learned earlier that all 3 angles in a triangle add up to 180, well, I'm only missing one angle of the triangle. So I can add these 2 together, 80 and 50, well, that's 130 degrees. If I then subtract that from 180, that's going to give me this missing angle right here. Well, 180 minus 130 means that this angle must be 50 degrees. And now I have enough information to get the rest of the angles in the picture. I'll go vertical right here. This must be 50 degrees as well. And now to get this missing angle, this angle and 50 degrees form a straight angle. They're supplementary. 180 minus 50 is 130. And then vertical to that down here, this one is also 130 degrees. For questions 5 through 9, I'm going to use this figure right here, and it's going to help me answer all of those questions. So use the figure to the right for the following questions. And it says reset the numbers after each problem. What I mean by that is pretend that each of these problems don't affect the other question. So if angle 1 is 100 in this question, well, angle 1 might not be 100 degrees in these other questions. So we're going to just treat each problem independently of the other ones. So in question 5 it says if angle 1 is 100 degrees, then how much is the measure of angle 3? So I'm going to look at angle 1 and angle 3. Here's angle 1, here's angle 3, and I can see that these are vertical angles. They're across from each other from this point of intersection, so they're vertical, meaning that they must be the same measure. They're congruent to each other. So if the measure of angle 1 is 100 degrees, then the measure of angle 3 is also 100 degrees. In question 6, it says if the measure of angle 8 is 40 degrees, then the measure of angle 7 is blank. So I'm going to look for angle 8 and angle 7. Here's angle 8. Here's angle 7. I can see if I take angle 7 and angle 8 and put them together, they form a straight angle. So these are supplementary angles, meaning they have to add up to 180. So if angle 8 is 40, well, 180 minus 40, that's going to leave me with 140 degrees for the measure of angle 7. In question 7, it says the measure of angle 3 is 85 degrees and the measure of angle 8 is 45 degrees. Well, then what's the measure of angle 9? So I'm looking at angles 3, 8, and 9. So here's angle 3, here's angle 8, here's angle 9. Notice that those are the three angles that are inside of this triangle. Okay, so I know that these three angles, if I add them together, well, I'm going to have to get 180 degrees. So I can take the two angles that I know, 85 and 45, and add them together. That makes 130 degrees. And then if I subtract 130 from 180, that must mean that angle 9 is 50 degrees. 180 minus 130 is equal to 50. In question number 8, it says if the measure of angle 9 is 45 degrees and the measure of angle 6 is 70 degrees, well then what's the measure of angle 3? So I'm looking for angles 9, 6, and 3. Here's angle 9, here's angle 6, and here's angle 3. Alright, well, I'm not really seeing how those three are related, but I do see that angle 3 and angle 9 are in the triangle. I also can see that angle 6 here is vertical to angle 8, which is also inside of the triangle. So if angle 6 is 70 degrees, well that must mean that angle 8 is also 70 degrees. And so now I can figure this out. Well, if angle 8 is 70 degrees, and angle 9 is 45 degrees, well then I can add them together and then subtract from 180 to get the measure of angle 3 because they're all inside of the triangle. So I can take 45 degrees for angle 9, add that to 70 degrees, which was angle 6 and angle 8 since they're vertical to each other. That's 115 degrees. And then if I do 180 minus 115, well, that's going to leave me with 65 degrees for angle number 3. Finally, in number 9, the measure of angle 1 is 110 degrees. The measure of angle 8 is 60 degrees. Well, then what's the measure of angle 9? So again, angles 1, 8, and 9. Here's angle 1. Here's angle 8. Here's angle 9. And this is similar to the last one that we did. 8 and 9 are in the triangle. Angle 1 is vertical to angle 3, which is also in the triangle. So I know angle 1 and 3 are the same. So if angle 1 is 110, then so is angle 3. And angle 8 is 60. Well, then I can add them together and subtract from 180 to get angle 9. So 110 plus 60, that's equal to 170. And then if I do 180 minus 170, well, that must mean that angle 9 is a 10-degree angle.